What is up, YouTube? We are back. UFC Mexico. It's time. Ready to go, bro. Um, believe 13 fights on the card. We might have 14 again. I think it's 13. Decent amount of pullouts. This isn't exactly what we wanted. It's life. It is what it is. Let me see. 13 fights. Um, I think weigh-ins completed today, but I did make my picks earlier in the week. This week, I was just like, I don't know. I was just trying to see what the card looked like, and then I was just like, I'm already there. Why not make the picks? So I'm not going to change them, even though I do not know how these fighters looked on the scales. Actually, I'm looking at the weigh-in results right now on Tapology. It looks like everyone made weight because we had that other female pull out where I think there's only two canceled or rescheduled bouts or whatever, and it was the women's fight that's at a catch weight, and then it's the main event, obviously, which is the big one. Amabayev pulled out, and then we got Lonne Kavanaugh, who's not even ranked anymore. Not even ranked, so they've removed him from the rankings this week, I believe. So, big step up in competition. We'll talk about that fight in a second. Um, Hunt of the week. Originally, I got it was a bird on Australia, but I'm like, dude, I'm not even hunting birds. I could barely get the actual animals I'm looking for, so I'm not doing birds at least for the time being. So I did it again. Randomly, I got pronghorn on ASCII. What we're really looking for, actually, let me load in and explain what we're looking for in a second. Um, what we're looking for on this one is trophy score of 108 and above is diamond. Weight, we're looking at 143.3 pounds is max weight. Dang, pronghorns are small. I did not know they were that small. Drink time, we're looking at 18 to 21, so it's going to be a night hunt. So this ought to be interesting. Can't really remember where they're at in this map, but I'm sure I can find some zones. I have seen them before on this. But yeah, let's get right into the fights. Starting with the first fight, which is actually Damian Pinas versus Wes Schultz. Both these guys coming off a contender series. I think, from what I remember, Schultz has fought twice on the contender series. He lost once and won the second. And I can't specifically. Oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness. I can't specifically remember Damian Pinas. I don't even know how to say that. Pinas's fight. I just remember he looked really good, and I was like, "Ooh, this is someone I gotta watch out for." So we'll see what happens. I think I'm going Pinas by first round KO. Like I said, can't really specifically remember his fight with on the contender series or whoever it was, whatever. But yeah, I think he's gonna get it done first round KO. Get what Schultz out there, you know. On to the next fight though, we got Eric Silva versus Francis Marshall. Um, Francis Marshall, I think he won one in between this fight and Myron Santos lost. Does that sound familiar? I don't know, but I remember he looked kind of decent the last time he fought. Whether it was that Myron Santos lost or not. Okay, Manitoba up there. Let me see. We'll try it up here. We'll try to get some pronghorns up here. Yeah, like Francis Marshall, he looked kind of decent. Um, I still don't think he'll probably ever be ranked, at least at the moment. And then Eric Silva, I think I was confusing him with somebody else who happens to also be on this card that was pretty good. So, and then I saw something on Instagram or on YouTube about Eric Silva, and I was like, oh. But I did pick Silva decision because I thought he was somebody else. So, I'm not changing it. We're just going to rock with the 38-year-old featherweight to get it done. Even though, from what I remember, he's not good. So, I don't know. Now that I think about it, Marshall would probably win, but I'm not changing my picks unless I absolutely, like, really, really, really feel it. And I don't. Francis Marshall isn't a guy to really make me want to switch up my whole motto on. So yeah, we're gonna rock with Silva decision there. On to the next fight, we got Regina Tarin versus Ernesta Caracate. Don't know who Ernesto Caracate is. Don't know who Regina Turan is until this week. Obviously, she made a lot of headlines, stepping in on 2 days' notice. I guess she was like in negotiations with the WWE to get a contract there, and then UFC reached out and was like, "Hey, by the way, like whatever, we got this. Do you want to do this?" So yeah, I don't know how that happened, but yeah, either way, now we got Regina Turan instead of Sofia Montenegro. Um, yeah, I'm seeing already the memes about Regina Turan replacing Tracy Cortez as the new And I'm not gonna get into it, but yeah, I don't know who Ernesta Caricache is. I don't know who Regina Turan is until this week. I'm gonna go with the one that has been in the UFC and was anticipating a fight was coming up in you know, Karachake, whatever, however you say. So I got her by decision. Not even gonna go into that anymore. Oh dear. Tobin Elk. Should have frickin' known. Where is the pronghorns at? See, that's a bigger meal. Wait, what about this one? This one's decent. 216, 221. I think I'm gonna. I can't get this one. This one, like, I can't tell if there's a rock in the way. This is probably the best bet right here. This one, he's the biggest out of the one in this specific herd, and he's the closest. Like, this is probably the one you gotta go for. Ah, bad shot. Bad shot. Oh my gosh. Guy. He stayed. If he pops out a little further, I got him. Until he pops out, though, let's go on to the next fight. Javier Reyes versus Douglas Silva de Andrade. I don't know how it happened, whatever. I meant, to be fair, there's so many contenders here. Oh my gosh, hold on. Ah, brother, I need you to calm down. Oh, stay down. Stay down. I think I shot in the face. I think I shot in the face. What is going on, man? This is not good. A horrible start. Oh my gosh, dude. What is... You hate to see that. Um, yeah, so Javier Reyes, I don't know why. I think I got mixed up with Derek Silva, unless I'm even thinking about somebody else. Who knows? Um, yeah, I have Javier Reyes, second round KO. Kind of surprised because I feel like this could be a decision one. I don't know. Maybe I'm not because I wouldn't have. I don't pick Douglas Silva de Andrade to get chinned by anybody, even in his older and elderly years. I don't do that. So maybe I did know who Javier Reyes was. I don't even know, man. I'm going Reyes second round KO. Horrible predictions right now, but hopefully these pay off. Now on to an interesting one that I did have to put a little bit of time into. We had Chris Moutinho versus Christian Quinones. Um, so the thing with Moutinho is, was he 1-3 in the promotion, 1-4 off of two stints? Basically, he was just, put on a platter for O'Malley. They did the same with Wellmaker. Um, In between the O'Malley fight, or actually no, I think he had another fight. Oh shoot, where did it go? There it is. I definitely shot in the face. There's no way I did. Really? I freaked out for nothing. That's decent. All right, yeah. Um. Ooh, so we gotta go west. I kind of don't like the layout of this map now that I'm thinking about it. What the heck was that noise? What the heck was that? Wolf? Gotta make sure it doesn't line you up. That's the problem with these wolves, man. Well, he ain't gonna be down, man. I'm gonna put more than two in him. He hides underwater. How is that fair to me? I don't know how you gonna come out. Oh! Crazy. Is he out? Man, I heard that pop up on me too. That was crazy. All right, well that was kind of interesting. Yeah, so Moutinho, like I said, they kind of put him on a platter. He went off in the regional scene, um, and then came back, and then he was the guy that had to be Malcolm Wellmaker's victim, obviously. And that didn't even pan out well because Wellmaker lost to another short notice guy a few months after that. So Moutinho's tricky, Um, Quinones is bad, man. He's not good, in my opinion. He's not. And not saying Moutinho was anything crazy either, and that it's just bad matchups. It's just well, I'm gonna go with Moutinho. I think the competition's better. I think what he's done recently outside of the most recent loss is better than Quinones. I don't know. I'm going Moutinho decision here. Close one, 29-28 unanimous though. On to the next fight, we got Eileen Perez versus Macy Chasson. Also a fairly interesting one. Oh yeah, that's what I was trying to get down here. Macy Chasson. Oh yeah, I gotta go here. Macy Chasson is bad, but Eileen Perez is not that good either. Macy Chasson, I think she lost to Yana Santos last. I think I was at that fight actually, and I scored it for Santos, but you could have made an argument for Chase Zone if I'm even remembering it, man. Like honestly, but Chase Zone's bad. She's not good. Um, Perez, though, I don't like Perez. If Perez can't get the grappling off, it's Macy's world all day. Like, and I don't know. Macy Chaston's massive, former featherweight. It's tricky, honestly. I'm feeling a robbery going Perez's way. The UFC would love her over Chase on being in this division and moving up in the division. Um, so yeah, I could see this being one of the worst robberies I've ever seen. I'm going Perez decision. Um, like I'm thinking like people are gonna get really really mad like type thing for that type of robbery. That's how bad it's gonna be. On to the next fight though. We got Jose Medina versus Ryan Gandra. Um, Jose Medina should not be in the promotion. Another guy that they're just using to prop up another guy. Um, this Gandra guy. I think I remember him on the Contender Series. Kind of not though, but like I feel like I have seen him fight. Just don't remember the fight. Kind of like Pinas, but like except Pinas, I know for a fact I watched his fight. Um, yeah, I'm going Gandra third round KO. I don't think he finishes Medina as quick as like a Teba Gautier, but I think it's kind of like he's picking him apart the whole time, and then it's just Medina succumbs to strikes like third round, early in it, maybe midway through the third round. Oh, so yeah, we're gonna go Gandra third round KO. Shut up. This is fairly open. On to the next fight though. We got Santiago Luna versus Angel Pacheco. Um, Luna surprised me. I remember he was, I think he was like a similar situation as Alden Correa, who fought last week, where he was like a massive underdog on a, not like massive, massive, but like pretty decent underdog on, on like his debut fight, wins in like good fashion, and now it's like the line is kind of flipped, I think, on him. But I think Luna is gonna win this by decision. I don't know who Angel Pacheco is. I think I've seen him and he looked decent, but I could be wrong. And should be Luna all day. I'm going go the distance though. It's not gonna be finished. On to the next fight, we got Imanol Rodriguez versus Kevin Borjas. Um, I kind of feel like a fool on this one. I feel like this fight should be closer than it actually is, but I feel like now I'm starting to buy into the Imanol Rodriguez fight, even though only 9 months ago I literally just seen him lose to Alibi Adiris, who I don't think is that good anymore after he lost to what's his face that won the Ultimate Fighter, um, Jose Morales, who I actually think is actually pretty good actually. So that kind of doesn't make sense to really piggyback off of that. But yeah, Imanol, he was on tough, lost on tough. They brought him back for a Contender Series because like Daniel Cormier, this is like his new Habib, his new guy that he's just sucking off, and it's disgusting. It's a bad look for a sport. No, I'm joking, but yeah. So they brought him back Contender Series. He looked pretty decent, won, and then now he goes up against Borjas, who is like kind of tricky. He's not like if you beat Borjas, it's like okay, you're decent. You can hold your own in this division. I think Borjas is that kind of test, but it's not like if you beat Borjas, it's like okay, you should be ranked automatically. Like it's not like that, but. Yeah, Boros is kind of tricky. I think as of recently, he looked a little better than when I first seen him. But I think I'm going to go with Imanol Rodriguez decision here. I think Like I said, tricky, but Ebenhol's gonna be winning like mostly the whole fight. I don't even know why I'm not buying into the hype, but like I'm buying into the hype enough to really predict him to like win pretty emphatically here. So we'll see how that goes and if that backfires. On to the next fight, we got Felipe Bunes versus Edgar Chairez. Felipe Bunes is not good. Arguably, also should not be in the UFC anymore. Um, no way. I'm thinking of somebody else there. I'm thinking of who's the Spanish flyweight. That's last name also starts with a B. There's somebody. I know there's somebody. That's what I thought this was. But Felipe Bunes, I remember. Wait, no, this guy's actually pretty good. Dude, this is why the raw takes. This is why it hurts, man. I look like such an idiot and definitely such a casual. But like, I cannot remember if Bunes is good now. The whole time I thought he was that Spaniard. What's it called? Flyweight. That's all. Last name also starts with the B. But yeah, I don't know what. I gotta rock with my pick. I can't, you know, can't dwell on the fact that I'm pretty done with the sport anymore. Um, I'm gonna rock Chairez. Second round sub. Chairez has sneaky grappling. Um, does get clipped. Worries me. Does worry me. Um, but yeah, I got Chairez second round sub. Um, just yeah, clearly I messed this one up. I can see this backfiring. If this hits though, you best believe I'm bragging about it for all the wrong reasons. On to the next fight, though, we got Daniel Zellhuber versus Bobby King Green. Um, this is honestly a tricky fight. I mean, Zellhuber, if you would have told me before the Michael Johnson fight, if this would have been instead of Michael Johnson, I'd be like, oh, Zellhuber all day. It's not even close, you know. But Bobby Green coming off the knockout loss to Huffy, all that. Some things have kind of changed in the past year, past 9 months, whatever. So Huber got fairly beat well by Michael Johnson, um, who, to be fair, does have a lot of underrated wins throughout his career. However, when you are this tall and big for the division, and you can't do anything with your striking on the feet, I couldn't believe. I wouldn't say anything. Like there were some things he was doing decently well, but I was just not impressed, and it sucks because Zell Huber is a guy that I was like after that Ribovich fight, I was like, oh, this guy is legit. Like, there's no one gonna beat him. Um, I wouldn't say nobody, but like, I was like, this guy's like definitely gonna be future top five, if not at some point champion. Then then I think he went another one in between that and the Michael Johnson fight, and then from there it's just like he just hasn't been the same. He just looked hesitant. Um, as opposed to Bobby Green, who was just putting it on Lance Gibson, who I bet against Bobby Green in that. I remember that. I literally thought this Lance Gibson guy was going to do it, or did I not? I don't know. I don't remember anymore. I think I was back and forth on that, so I can't remember how that ended. But yeah, I think Bobby Green's still tricky. Like he's still there. It's just like, can he survive 15 minutes without getting clipped? I think Zell Hoover's. I'm anticipating that Zell Hoover is going to learn from his mistakes in the Michael Johnson fight, and then somehow find like a KO finish. I could see like a knee. Oh, yeah, I could see like a knee getting through or something. Like I don't think it's going to be like a 1-2 puts out Bobby Green. I think it's going to be like a knee or an elbow, or it's going to be something like that. But um, I don't know. I don't know. I think I am gonna go Zellhuber. I'm gonna go decision though. I don't think he. I can see him dropping Bobby Green once, maybe twice, but and that might be enough to carry the rounds for him. But I think it's gonna be a close fight. I think Zellhuber's gonna get it done 29-28. So on to the co-main event: Marlon Vera versus David Martinez. I should have learned. I should have learned. I might never learn. No, actually, if he loses this one, I need to learn. I'm going Marlon Vera. Second round sub. I am literally basing this off of essentially. I, I'm just. I'm basing this off of me think. Oh, I won't do that. Me thinking that things will change. And if they do change, they could change it against David Martinez. Whereas I don't know if that's the case if he were to face a Mario Bautista. It's like someone like that I think beats him. But like David Martinez, I know he beat Rob Font. And I know I bet against him to beat Rob Font because I was proven wrong every other time they tried to jump somebody up high enough to face Rob Font. But like I'm literally basing this off of like Jason Perillo and those guys to actually have Marlon Vera stick to a game plan that does not reside in that whole low volume asset like what's it called, low volume game plan that and just look for the big kick or whatever. I'm hoping that after 5 times in a row something will change. So we'll see what happens. When was the last time Cheeto even won a fight? It was like August of 23, I think, when he fought Pedro Munoz. Um, yeah, just Cheeto is just not the same, man. He's just not. Um, it's tragic, but it's, it's life. Um, I'm gonna go. I think fluke sub maybe. I don't know. Martinez could be winning the whole time until fluke sub. But Vera's second round sub is just it. I don't mind it. I really don't mind it. Yeah, that's what I'm rocking with there. On to the next fight, we got Lonne Kavanaugh versus Brandon Moreno. This fight is actually kind of tricky in a way. In a way, um, I just don't. Even though Moreno has the recent wins over Urseg and other guy Albazi, um, he doesn't he doesn't feel the same anymore in a way. And like he still looks good on the feet, and Tatsuya Taira is a great guy, like a guy that I think is actually gonna end the year as flyweight champion. So I don't take that loss too hard, but the way Moreno did kind of get clipped, I was like, like I don't know, because Kavanaugh hits heavy, and all it does take is one with him. Um, so it's like, can Moreno survive? I think it's very possible, but um, that's what makes it tricky because, like, yeah, Kavanaugh's not ranked, and yes, he's coming off a loss to Charles Johnson, but look at what happened to Joshua Van. He came off a loss to Charles Johnson, now he's champion. Now, granted, that's a fluke, but his road to get to champion is kind of wild in itself. So, Lonnie Kavanaugh can do almost the exact same thing: lose to Charles Johnson, beat a true contender, and then Yeah, but it's just tough, man. And he gassed out. I didn't even see the fight because it was like in China, so it was so early my time I couldn't even watch it. Um, guess I'll try to go here. Um, yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky for sure. I think I gotta go Moreno, dude. I just if Kavanaugh's having cardio issues into the second round, Charles Johnson fight. Moreno still moves fairly well, you know. It's just like, can he find that shot against Moreno? I don't think so. I could see maybe Moreno getting clipped again, right back up, and like maybe having like another cut or like bruised eye or something. But like, ooh, this is interesting. I actually don't remember this. Um, yeah, I guess well the video's about to end anyway. Mid hunt for sure. Um, yeah, I'm going Moreno, fourth round KO. Kavanaugh gasses again, maybe drops him, causes some damage to Moreno, but I think this is gonna be Moreno, and yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be. No, now that I'm looking into it a little bit more, I would be fairly surprised if Kavanaugh won. Like that would probably be like that would be kind of wild, honestly. And it also completely shake up the division. Division would be insane. Division would be crazy if that actually happens, but I don't think it will. Rightfully so. What is this like? Couple weeks notice, 3 weeks notice, something like that. Um, it's just go in there, showcase your skills, try not to take too much damage. Um, knowing like win or lose, you are going to get like a fairly high rated matchup next for Kavanaugh. Like whoever's like a good matchup in top 15 for or top in between top 10, top 15, they might if they're doing this, they might even throw him like an 8 or 9 potentially if he loses this even. If he wins, obviously we're talking title eliminator, which is crazy, but it will be definitely very, very, very interesting how that goes. But other than that, YouTube, it's been real. Mid hunt for sure. We will be back hopefully on Sunday to recap, if not Monday, and then know my recency not bias, but knowing how it's been going recently, probably Tuesday. But let's hope it's not that long. It's been real, YouTube. I'm out.